Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Carly.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you so much for joining. Today, we are going to go live to talk about the upcoming, very, very exciting Caregiver Summit. So, I guess I will give it a few minutes and we'll go ahead and let a couple more people join. How are you doing today, Carly?
Pretty good. I'm so excited about the Caregivers Summit that's coming up November 4th through the 6th.
I'm excited too. And I'm glad that you are joining us again and that you and the team of caregivers have put together yet another fantastic event. I'm going to share it very quickly to my own page, doing that right now. And here we go. So, Caregiver Summit, incredibly important. One of the most important things that we do at the consortium, one of the things that I am super excited about, I'm excited about all that we do, and I think we do a lot of important things. But this specifically, this Caregiver Summit came about as a result of a specific ask from caregivers. And those of you that know anything about the Sickle Cell Consortium, every project, platform, and priority must come directly from patients and caregivers and prioritized by patients and caregivers. And that's how this one came about. We've been discussing it. Different people had mentioned it over the years. And then finally, Carly, you mentioned it. And you mentioned it right at the time when the consortium was had a little bit of solvency and we could do it. And I just remember telling you, let's go for it. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do. It was the right time. Clubhouse had just released their app and people were being invited. I joined Clubhouse and I realized I joined Clubhouse with different intentions. But once I was on the app, I kept running into a lot of sickle cell caregivers because it's a big part of how I introduce myself to the world and the advocacy that I do. And so people would connect and say they were caregivers too. And one group of caregivers really made a big difference, and that was the dads. The dads were connecting in rooms and they were saying we want to be able to speak up. And I was like, wow, I have never seen so many sickle cell caregiver dads in one place. And it turns out I even pulled my husband in so that he could be a part of that conversation. And to be honest with you, it had never happened that way before. And so from that particular experience, I knew I had to go to somebody and say, hey, we got to do something bigger than just being on this app having these conversations.
Mhm.
And you were just as excited about the caregiver conversations and the caregiver community as I was. And so that's really how it blossomed for me.
I remember that. I had forgotten the conversations that were occurring on the app, but you're absolutely right. And it was just the perfect timing to be able to do it. And I personally feel like you never despise the day of small beginnings. So even if it started very small, even if just a couple dozen people joined us, let's do it. And you were the absolute perfect partner for our very first Caregiver Summit. And so glad to be able to partner with you and cleverly changing your organization again as we present our second annual Caregiver Summit, fully virtual again this year. It will remain virtual unless the caregivers come and decide and they say, we want to do something in person. We work very hard to always be responsive to this community, to patients and caregivers, and to make the changes that you all want. But you all said you wanted to keep it virtual for now. And we're incredibly excited, the consortium, to partner with you and the a group that you've put together and all of the caregivers who are wanting to help out to present this amazing, amazing event.
Thank you so much. And thanks for letting us partner with you. I think it is an opportunity for caregivers to really use their voice to make a difference. Sometimes in the sickle cell community, we hear from patients and we hear from industry or from healthcare workers, but sometimes caregivers they're not always a part of those conversations. And I think you've been very intentional about making that different and making sure that all different parties are heard in different ways. And I know that for me, it's really just been an eye-opening experience because all of our caregiver journeys are very different. But when you're a part of the conversations, when you're a part of the community, you realize that we have a lot in common, and you often learn more resources that are available, or you learn from other people. And so I think that connection part, we haven't shared the theme yet, but I think that just goes right into what our theme is this year.
And that's a fantastic segue. Will you tell us the
Sure.
theme?
Yes, our theme is trust your instincts, caring, connecting, and creating. And I know that this is a time for us to connect. We're all caregivers, and we are working to create the life that we want to live as caregivers and the life that we want our warriors to have. And so we're going to come together and have a fantastic 3 days of just knowledge, fun, and also connection, that support, that community. And I know when I first became a caregiver, I didn't know how to receive support. I
Mhm.
needed it, but I didn't know how to communicate what I needed. And it's by partnering with the Sickle Cell Consortium and other organizations that I've learned how to speak up, how to be very intentional and very specific about what my needs are for my family and how other people can help us, or how they can be a part of the conversation, because we also need more people than just people who are directly affected by sickle cell to advocate for sickle cell and to speak up. And so we also know that last month there was a bill that was introduced.
Mhm.
And so this gives us an opportunity to tell people, hey, this is why we need you to speak up, not just for our families, but for families all over the nation. And so that need is there. And I think this, what better time than now?
I agree. I agree. And I think we should tell everyone that's watching how they can register. And I'd love for you to talk to us a little bit more about a couple aspects of the agenda and why that was important. So, for those of you that are here, Caregivers Summit, you can visit us at scdcaregivers.org. It's its own website dedicated entirely to caregivers, and it's going across the bottom right now. You can find registration there along with information about this meeting. And if you would like to look back at last year's meeting, you also have the option to look at some various resources that we have there and all kinds of things. I can't tell if I am freezing for everyone else, but it's freezing on my end. Nope. Okay.
You look great for me.
Okay. It's frozen on my end, but as long as you can still see me. I'm going to try to fix that for a second, though. Carly, if you would, Sharonda, focus on Carly, and let's tell us a little bit about that agenda and where it came from. Just a couple pieces to give us a little teaser.
Sure. So I am not doing this alone. This is not something that is my personal baby. This is a community effort. We have um, like 16 different caregivers on the planning committee. So this is a collective voice of saying, these are the conversations that we need. And these are the sessions that families really want us to have. And so we have caregivers all across the US, all over the US. And so I love that our keynote is going to be Dr. Tandua Washington. I am super excited about that keynote conversation because Dr. Washington, she wears so many hats. One of the things that the planning committee said, they want someone who really understands our position. And so Dr. Tandua Washington, she is a doctor. She is a medical doctor. She is also a patient and she is a caregiver. So she wears all three hats and fully is able to speak from a place of empathy, a place of compassion, and a place of love. And that's what we need. We also have sessions on navigating the healthcare system. I don't know about you, but it can be confusing. It can be a tall order trying to figure out how to coordinate care. And in some cities, they do it better than others. And so we know we live in the US, so every state, even every county, is a little bit different. And so just having some tools to navigate the healthcare system in a better way is really going to help us all make sure that our loved ones have better care. One of the things that is a part of our experience, and that is the connecting piece. I mentioned earlier that connecting is a part of our theme. And this year, we're going to begin with that connection. And that's with roundtable discussions. We have all different types of discussions lined up for us to talk. We're going to get to know each other. And that's what I love about the Sickle Cell Community Consortium's events. Even though it's a virtual event, we get to know, we talk to each other, we meet new people. And although we're virtual, there is that personal aspect and that individualism that really helps us connect with other people as individuals. And that's something that's very unique about our experience. And so if you have been wanting to meet other people who are like-minded and have the same interest in mind, who understand sickle cell and also get the challenges that come along with having a loved one with sickle cell, well, this is your community. These are your people who are living it, who understand it, and who want to connect. So there is that desire, that passion to want to be around each other. That's very unique about the space. And so I know that this is a conference that you want to hurry up and sign up for because it is incredible. It is fantastic. One of the things that really made me want to be a part of it again this year was that last year people were telling me, you know what? This is one of the best conferences I've ever been to, in person or online. So I was like, that is amazing because I know that there are some fantastic events. And when people are telling you that, that just tells you to do better, to do more, to connect with the community. And so we've received that message. And so this is an event that is for us as caregivers, and it is by us caregivers. So everything is done with that intentionality. And so we want you to attend. The people who are presenting are caregivers. So this is truly a labor of love in our community. And so there will be so many different types of conversations. One conversation that I'm personally really looking forward to is the panel with the curative therapy panel. And there are going to be caregivers talking about their experience helping their loved one go through a curative therapy. Now, if you're not familiar with that term, curative therapy, don't worry, I'm going to explain it to you. So, we know that there are some types of cures, if we want to call them that. They're and sometimes they work and sometimes it's not 100%. And so we know that it is something that is a possibility for our loved ones. So one that comes to mind is bone marrow transplants. There are people who have been cured of sickle cell through a bone marrow transplant. The other one that is on the table is gene therapy. Now, when I say the other one, there are different types of gene therapy. So I'm not talking about just one. There are multiple types of gene therapy. And so we do have some caregivers who were supporting their loved one as they were going through gene therapy as well. And so we get to hear not just often when we attend these conferences, we hear the science behind it, but now we get to hear that personal connection. What was it like? How did you support? There's a period of isolation. What did that look like for you and your family? And so we really get into the nitty-gritty of those conversations, and people are fully transparent. So that's one of the conversations that I'm really looking forward to, because I love to hear from the patient and caregiver perspective when it comes to those type of therapies. So if you're interested in learning more about curative therapies, I'm sure that's a panel that you're excited about hearing as well. And so again, you can go to scdcaregivers.org to register. And also, there is a cost to this. And I know sometimes in our space, we're spending so much on medical care. Sometimes we don't necessarily have enough to cover registration. So if you need a scholarship, definitely email caregivers@sicklecellconsortium.org and let us know what you need, because we don't want finances to be a reason that you're not a part of this conversation. We want you to be a part, and we are going to make sure that you're a part. You just got to tell us.
You have
So
to let us know. And I am still freezing on my end. I couldn't fix that, but if it's okay with you all, then I'll keep going. And the the curative therapy conversation, I think, is also very important. It's just one of the many conversations we're having. And there's a unique aspect to it this go round. So we have had panels with the experts and the physicians. We have had town halls with the actual pharmaceutical companies, and we have done things with Be the Match. And we've heard from sickle cell warriors that have been through the experience. This go round, this panel is so unique. It's very cool in that it is from the caregiver perspective. And I've noticed that those on the panel, we've got a donor and their donee, and we've got caregivers. And this is not just your same run-of-the-mill conversation that we've had before. Every aspect of it is bringing it from a new perspective and focusing and featuring caregivers. And I love that. I love that we have taken this nothing for us without us and run with it. And so our men's track, it's ran by men. Our caregivers, it is fully the caregiver opinion and the caregiver goal and desire. And so we are super excited. Thank you, Erica. Please share. I want to say and add to the scholarship conversation that so we've always tried very, very hard to ensure that these are accessible. And even when we were in person, I think we give out, in fact, I know that we give out the largest number of full scholarships for any sickle cell event. And I believe our last one was well over 100 full scholarships, and that included hotel rooms. And now that we are virtual, we have been able to provide lots and lots of scholarships. And one of the first decisions we made when everything went virtual in 2020 was to get rid of the scholarship application. Now, it is coming back next year in person, but this year and since 2020, there hasn't been an application. So if you are remembering us from 2019 and before, and you're searching for the scholarship page and the scholarship application, there isn't one. We automatically brought all prices down to the scholarship rate and then slashed that in half. So it is $25 across the board automatically. If, however, that 25 is, and it can be rough, $25 can be sometimes the difference of filling your prescriptions or not. It can be the difference between very, very needed things. And understand that. I can recall a particular time where I didn't have the money. I was in graduate school and I could not afford my prescriptions. And a very good friend of mine, Tosinola, she sent me everything I needed right then. And I was able to fill my prescriptions right then. My point is, I understand. We understand. All you have to do is send us an email and say you would like a reduced rate. You'd like to have access to the full scholarship where there is no cost. There isn't a difference. You will still be able to access the full meeting. You will be able to access everything. You will still get your caregiver box, which is incredibly exciting this year. And all of that. So if you find that you have a need, we encourage you to shoot that email over or reach out to any of the consortium partnered orgs, and they have scholarships that they can give out to you. Want to take this minute, yes, email caregivers at sicklecellconsortium.org. Want to take this minute to also add that it is a virtual meeting. The world is virtual. You have to have a device to access it. And by a device, a smartphone, a tablet, a computer. Because we know that not everyone has the same access to things, we want to help with that. So if you have a young adult or child in your life, and years ago, we decided to define young adult as 22 and under, because sometimes, even though you're over 18, you still need educational support. I know a lot of people say they were grown at 18. I absolutely was not. Sometimes I'm still not sure that I am fully adult. I need my mother for a lot of things, and I think that's okay. But anyone 22 and under that needs device access, we do encourage you to reach out to us. This is to go as part of our education initiative, because we knew and recognized back in 2020, if you needed additional device to join a meeting, then you probably needed it for educational purposes as well. School was fully virtual back then. And because of some very generous donors and our generous sponsors, we have been able to continue that since 2020. So do you need a device? Does your minor caregiver who is attending this summit need a tablet? If you have multiple caregivers in the home, we are defining that as siblings. We are defining that as spouses. We're defining caregiver as spouse, sibling, parent. If you have multiple children, young adults, and minors in the home, we want to include everyone, because everybody might wish to participate in the community. So perhaps the warrior is the mom, but there's 3 kids. Then let us know. Let us know that you have 3 children in your home, and allow us to help support by sending over a device. You can access that by also emailing caregivers at sicklecellconsortium.org. I will ask you to put in the subject device access, so that we can know that that's what that email is for. If you're emailing for a scholarship, put that in the chat, in this subject line, scholarship. If it's both, then let us know scholarship and device access for a minor or a young adult. And we want to be able to help and support in those ways.
Yeah, I just want to add to the conversation that everybody has to register separately. So you just mentioned that there are events for kids, there are events for young adults, but sometimes people are like, oh, it's online, we can just share. Well, we need you to sign in separately, because there are some things that are going to be for the youth only. And so that means that if you're an adult and you register as an adult, we may not know that. So that kid needs to be able to sign in on their own. And so every person who registers needs to sign in separately, if that makes sense. And remember that you have to sign into Hoover, that's the app that we're using, with the same email that you registered with. So we just wanted to clarify that, because sometimes people have questions about that. You do need to remember that email, and every person that attends needs a separate device to log in.
That is such an incredibly good point. It's very important that you do realize that everything Carly just said, and that that's one of the reasons why we do need you to let us know if you have multiple minors in the home who will be participating, because there's a part in the agenda that is very cool. There's going to be sessions happening for young adult, but at the same time, there's a session happening for adults, and there's sessions happening for our SC3 Next Gen, our young adults, our children, our youth. So our youth, our young adults, and our adults all have sessions happening simultaneously on Saturday. And so you do want to register separately and have separate email addresses in order to log in. Now, if you have someone that doesn't have an email, we will ask that you just create one for this. And it's something that you could then use for future events. We're going to have a hybrid version next year, even though we're in person. But you do need, in order to access it effectively, and for on our end, us to see your participation, and we know that that's happening, we do need you to log in separately. So thank you so much for bringing that up. That's incredibly important.
Yeah,
And
and once you I was just telling everybody, once you come and you start participating, you'll quickly learn that there are advantages to registering separately. So it's
absolutely.
a full event. There's a lot of fun things that are taking place, and we want each and every person to have an equal opportunity to participate. So you'll definitely really understand that more once you become a part of the event and you register and attend, but it
Mhm.
is advantageous that everybody register as individuals.
Absolutely. And warriors, let's talk for a minute. This meeting was designed for caregivers by caregivers. However, you are welcome to attend. Now, there are some sessions that are caregiver only, especially on that first day. There are some conversations that are caregiver only. I know that we have some circumstances where a person is both a warrior and a caregiver to a warrior. But in those situations where it is just caregivers, we want to respect the desire and the wish of our caregivers. And that was one of the things that was brought to me, was that they wanted a space where they can have the conversations that they as caregivers want to have outside of the presence or outside of the gaze of warriors. And so there are parts of this meeting that's not for us as warriors. I'm a warrior and not a caregiver. There are parts of the meeting that's just not for us. But they've designed it so that when things like that are happening, there's also something that warriors can attend. So we just want to make sure to share that with you, that this is, you're welcome to come. We invite you. There are some conversations where your voice is important, even though it's a caregiver conversation. They want to hear from warriors. There's even a panel of warriors talking about flexible career choices. But we do want to make sure that we just express that some of this is caregiver only. And in those cases, we will ask warriors, who are more than welcome, to give that space to our caregivers, because they are our champions and our heroes. Why don't we take a minute and talk about that, and the nomination, and the caregivers are our heroes, and you all mean the absolute most to us. Now realize that there are some warriors that you don't have a caregiver in your life, and those are conversations we want to discuss as well. And I do know that there are, the caregiver comes in many forms, that it's not always mom and dad, it's not always husband or wife. Sometimes it's that fantastic friend who has been with you and there for you from the beginning, making you laugh in the hospital, have the nurses side eyeing you, saying you can't be in that much pain, you're laughing. But it's because your friend is an absolute goofball. Those people are our caregivers. And this is a time to show them some love. Carly, you want to talk to us a little bit about that?
Yes. So, this is an exciting time. We have a form that you can complete to recognize your caregiver. Now, that form has two parts. That first part is to make sure that your caregiver is a part of a slideshow. Last year, we had a ceremony to celebrate caregivers, and we're going to have a ceremony to celebrate them this year, too. And so we want to make sure that they can see themselves on screen, see the love that you have for them. But we also have, this is the second part of the form, where you can nominate a caregiver hero. Now, this is a little bit different. These are caregivers that are going to be selected. 5 of them will be chosen to be a part, to receive an award. And so there will be 5 awards given. And we know that you guys have fantastic caregivers who are amazing people who go above and beyond, who not only care for their community or care for their loved one, but they also are doing big things in the community. And so there are some champions who are caregivers. And we want to say, look, we see you. We understand what you're doing and we want to recognize you separately. And so we have that link to nominate a caregiver. It is in the chat. So if you look into the comments, it's tinyurl.com/caregiverhero22. That URL is on the screen right now. I want you to go there and I want you to nominate your loved ones. Remember to have a picture handy. Even if you don't, I still want you to submit it, but it's always good if you have a picture handy. If you don't have a picture handy, you can always record a video where you're talking about how that caregiver makes a difference in your life. So submit your videos, submit your pictures, because we really want to make this an inclusive experience for caregivers in our community as a whole. And we know that you guys have some fantastic people in your lives. And again, the person who is a caregiver, it doesn't have to be a family member. So if that person is a friend who's going above and beyond, recognize them. There is no separation. We don't tell you who your caregiver is. You tell us who's making a difference in your life. And so the opportunity to celebrate them again is tinyurl.com/caregiverhero22. And we want you, you can actually nominate more than one person.
Absolutely.
Just complete that form multiple times and we will recognize them. And we want to recognize as many people as possible. So definitely show up and let us know, because we know that this is a community of love. And we know that there are people who are advocating and helping out who are caregivers. And so this is an opportunity for all of us to say thank you.
Absolutely. And the thing that I think Carly covered that very well. We don't define who your caregivers are. You do. So please let us know. And it can be whomever you have outlined as a caregiver in your life. Please do note those 2 parts. And we want everyone, absolutely everyone, to please fill it out and give us that opportunity to acknowledge and honor the individuals that mean so much for this community, to this community. So we have this meeting. It is around the corner. One thing about that caregiver is the deadline. We really, really, really just please get those in, because those forms are being closed very soon, Wednesday. That is day after tomorrow. The form itself will shut down. And so we want to give everyone an opportunity. Please go ahead and fill that out and go ahead and get it done by that deadline. We also want to give everyone an opportunity to register. Registration will remain open throughout the duration. However, if you want a chance at taking place and signing up for some of the games or activities and challenges, or if you are hoping to get a really cool caregiver box, it is important that you register by Friday. Wednesday, nominations. Friday, for other things. It will still remain open. You can still nominate. You could still register, but you won't be able to nominate, and you might be at risk of not being able to sign up for game night as well as getting your box. Now, one thing, let me add to that. If you've been a part of consortium events in the past, that since we went virtual, you are used to getting these very cool boxes. And those boxes have all kinds of things in it. They've been really, really amazing. But we always work hard to try to get them in your hand before the meeting started, because sometimes there were things in the boxes that were pertinent to the meeting. This year, your cool box is going out after the meeting is over, because what you're getting is more of a respite break. You're getting some things that the caregivers put together as, are we telling them about the boxes? No? Okay, so it's a very cool surprise, but you will not be getting them before the meeting starts. You just have to register by Friday to be in our system to get it. So do not, if you're looking for your box and say, my box hasn't come yet, you're absolutely right. It hasn't. You will be getting it, but you will be getting it after the summit ends. So just want to manage expectations there and make sure that you all are aware of that, and that it won't be necessary to have it already in your possession for the meeting itself, but you're going to want to get one. So go ahead and get that registration in by Friday.
Yes, yes. And it's exciting. So definitely register. If you know other caregivers, here's the thing. I've seen in the comment section a few times people saying, I'm sharing this. Please share it. If
Mhm.
you, when you see the Sickle Cell Consortium's updates and they're talking about the summit, reshare that, because this is something that we are doing for our community. And we want as many people, as many caregivers to be recipients as possible. And so we want to say thank you for all those who are sharing this chat. Thank you. Thank you so much. And if you are listening to the replay and you have questions, put your questions in the comment section. I will definitely keep an eye on the chat for this conversation to answer some of your questions, but reshare it. This conversation is to help our community be a part of the caregiver conversation. And so we want you to know, we want as many sickle cell caregivers there as possible. So tell your friends, tell others in your community who are affected by sickle cell, because we want to bring in new people so that they can learn more about sickle cell and they can learn how to support their warriors better.
Absolutely. And it's we've done everything we can. We've worked hard to ensure that we've made this accessible, not just accessible financially, but physically, because of the tablets and computers. So please be sure to send out those emails. Share, 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 share. If you are a partner with the Sickle Cell Consortium, partnered organizations, and independent patient caregiver advocates do have the ability to give out scholarships. As a reminder, you need to reach out and let us know. You can reach out to us directly or email the caregivers email, caregivers@sicklecellconsortium.org. Put in the line that you are a partner. Community-based organizations, you all can give out 20. IPCAs, you all can give out 5. And so we do want to make sure that you have that as well. And we're just really, really excited about it. I want to say a thank you to all of our sponsors, but before I do, I'm trying to remember if there's anything else specifically to share. Did we miss anything, Carly?
I don't think so. We touched on everything that I had on my agenda.
Okay. Well, I think we've gotten it and ours too. So we are going to do a quick giveaway. But before we do, we want to say thank you so very much to our sponsors. It is because of these sponsors that we're able to do these things, able to send out these boxes, able to organize, pay for the platforms, everything. Want to say a huge thank you to Vertex Pharmaceuticals, our title sponsor. You can check out the video we made with them last week, thanking them. And they are the title sponsor of this Caregiver Summit. And I believe they were titled last year as well. So we're very, very grateful for their continued support, as well as Global Blood Therapeutics, Bluebird Bio, Agios Pharmaceuticals, Fulcrum and Pharma, yes, Chiesi, Pfizer, Novo Nordisk, the support from Be the Match, and others. And so we're very, very grateful for all of that. I think I said Pfizer, and all of the support that they consistently provide so that we can bring you all these meetings. Now, Sharonda has suggested that we do, hi Etta, a giveaway. Sharonda, do you want to tell us how you want that to work? No worries, Etta. We love seeing you pop up in these all the time. So glad that you are here. I am thinking that one of the things we can do is simply those of you that are watching us live, if you are watching us live right now, please raise your hand or say, I'm here, or ask a question in the chat. If you will go ahead and do that right now. And while that is happening, um, what is the prize? Sharonda kind of threw this at us, but I'm excited to do it. So I'm going to, and you know what we'll do? Yes, please pop it in there. Say, I'm here. Put your name in the chat if you're with us live right now. And you know what we're
Tell
going
us
to
where
do?
you're from.
Oh, that's a good one. Tell us where you're from. Tell us where you're joining us from. Let me go to Facebook very quickly, and I will see if I can pull up a randomizer. So if you're here right now, go ahead and pop it in the chat. Going to give that a couple of more minutes. Let me go over to the page. Say I'm here, or write anything you want. Oh, we've got Nashville, Tennessee. We have Louisville. Louisville or Louisville. I
Louisville.
always say that wrong. Orlando, Florida. Cleveland, Ohio. Oh, amazing. We've got all kinds of folks joining us. Santana, thank you all for hopping on and being with us live. Carla, you're in Dallas, Texas. Awesome. Hey there. Okay, we're going to count it down. Go ahead. Tell us who you are in the chat. Type your name on in there and let us know you're here. I'm here from Georgia. Hi, Santana. It's good to see you. California, Leah Ross. Hi, Leah. Thank you for joining us, Rebecca. Erica, I saw your friend request already and I have accepted. I look forward to connecting with you. Chassis, thank you all for hopping on here. We're excited to connect with you. Okay, Carly, what should the
Yes.
giveaway be?
Wow.
You
This
guys
is
make sure you register now so that you can get and be part of those challenges and giveaways as well.
it should be a caregiver tumbler so that they can have some hot chocolate in a cup, in a tumbler.
Nice. Okay. Let's do that. And we'll put together a cool little package there of items that we have. We'll give you the caregiver tumbler. And I think that sounds fantastic. So, hi there. Carla's already registered. Good.
Yay!
Good. Everybody on here, go ahead and register and send this to someone. Send this to somebody who you can let them know to join. And if you give me a minute, I think I should be able to add you all right now and do a randomizer. Let me make sure I can. Let me do a test really quickly. Oh, I see. Okay, I see how to do it. I'm pulling up a randomizer at this moment. I'm putting your names in there. We have Chassis. We have Rebecca. I see you, Etta. I see you, Erica. I have you, Rebecca. I see you, Santana. Got you there. I see
Leah
you,
Ross.
Leah.
Mm-hmm.
I see Leah there. Who else do we have?
Erica Baumgartner.
Got Erica. I have Erica. Anybody else? Who did I miss? Okay. And there we go. Okay, I see you there. Popping all these names in. All right. Now you are viewing this securely. Part 2. Click randomize or switch to advanced mode. Okay. Here's why. Could put them all in a list and random. Oh, okay. Wow, that worked. So your name is Erica Bumgarner. Erica Bumgarner, come on down. You are the next contestant on The Price is Right. That is how that works. Erica Bumgarner. Okay, Erica, what I'm going to ask you to do is to please message me, and congratulations. I need your mailing address, and please go ahead and register if you haven't yet, Erica. And we need your complete mailing address, Erica. And if you are in the US, if you just pop that in here, and let me, so you send me a friend request, which I have. Erica, if you will, please send me a message with your complete mailing address. And congratulations for winning our spotlight, sort of last minute, what is this called? Giveaway randomization. Thank you, Erica. She said, got it. And she's doing that. Thank you, Erica. Very, very excited that you were able to join. And you all, what we're probably going to do is some kind of a, you are registered, Etta. Good for you. We're probably going to end up doing one of those like, comment, share. So be on the lookout for that. That's another chance to win a cool randomization prize. And then if you've done events with us before, you'll know that there will be some cool things within the event and opportunities there as well.
Before we go, I wanted to just do one more personal request, and that's to ask everybody to go into their phone to take down our address for our website, scdcaregivers.org, and text people that you have in your phone who would benefit from attending this event. Send them that URL so that they can register as well. If you let your people know on a personal level, they'll definitely take you up on that offer and be there. So if you would not only share on social media, but also go in your phone, look through who you've connected with that, would be interested in the Sickle Cell Caregiver Summit. And so I know that there are people who have family members with sickle cell, but they won't know about our event unless you connect them. And so go into your phone, look through all of your contacts, and let them know about this fantastic, phenomenal event. And that would be huge for us. And we appreciate it in advance.
Very much so. We do appreciate it. These putting together these kinds of events are a lot of work, but they are absolutely worth it. And we hear from you all that you really do enjoy and appreciate them. So please share, and look forward to doing these in going on this one that's coming up next week and into the future. All right. Well, Erica, don't forget, I will absolutely need your contact info, and I can go ahead and put it over into the right file so that we can get your prize out to you. I'm going to check just really quickly to see if I have anything from you yet. Not yet. So please go ahead, and as soon as you get an opportunity, Erica, send me, Lakiea Bailey, a personal message. And you know what? You just sent me a friend request, so you know who I am. But I can also tag myself in the chat here. All right. Well, don't forget to send those emails and those text messages. Please share this. Let everyone know about the scholarships. Don't forget to send us an email if you need one. If there's a minor caregiver in your life who wants to participate, is registered but needs a device, please email us that as well. And we look forward to seeing you all soon. Do you have anything else you want to add, Carly?
No, I just want to tell everybody, I can't wait for you to join us. I am really looking forward to this event, and I know it's going to be fantastic, but it will be so much better if you experience it with us. So join us and let your friends know about it. So until next time, it has been fantastic talking with you, Dr. Bailey.
You too, Carly. And thank you again. Bye, everyone. See you all soon. Oh, register today. That's on the screen. Don't forget, join us, join us.